All right, so this is the second part of 4.1. Yesterday we did 4.1a, and today we're going to continue on with 4.1b. Yesterday we solved equations that involved adding and subtracting. Maybe we did an equation somewhat like this: 5 plus x equals 32. Remember, when you're solving equations, step one is to identify what's happening to x. Right now in this equation, x is being added to 5, or 5 is being added to x. So, to undo that, you're going to use the inverse operation. That is the opposite operation. Since we are adding 5 here, the opposite of adding 5 would be to subtract 5. So we're going to subtract 5, and what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other to keep it balanced. And then remember, 5 minus 5 is 0. We don't write 0, we just cancel them out. We're going to bring down our x and our equal sign. And then 32 minus 5 gives us 27. So our answer is x equals 27. Now that's what we did yesterday. Today, we're still going to be solving these equations, but instead of using adding and subtracting, we're going to look at some that have multiplying and dividing. So, first thing, let me give you an equation. Let's say 3x equals 33. Now, the first thing is we need to know what 3x means. Okay, anytime you see a number directly beside a variable with nothing in between them, 3x means they're being multiplied. Okay, so you may not have seen this before, but this means 3 times x. Okay, two things that are side by side are being multiplied. So 3 times x. What's happening to x? It's being multiplied by 3. To undo that, we want to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Now, the way that I want you to do your division symbol is like a fraction. You're going to do divided by 3. And what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. Now, the question is, what is 3 divided by 3? 3 divided by 3 is actually 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then I'm going to bring down my x and my equal sign. And then 33 divided by 3 is 11. Now, technically you're not finished, because you're not finished until you have x all by itself. But let me ask you this. 1 times x, now what's 1 times 5? 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 20 is 20. 1 times x is just x. So anytime you're multiplying something by 1, you're not changing its value. So really this 1 is not even necessary. So 1 times x is the same thing as just x. So x equals 11, and that's our answer. So if I go back to the original equation, 3x equals 33, this means 3 times what is 33? 3 times 11. We got 11 to be x, so 3 times 11 must be 33. All right, let's do another one. Let's say we have 18 equals 2x. So step one is what is happening to x. Right here, 2x means 2 times x, so x is being multiplied by 2. The opposite of multiplication is to divide by 2. Now, 18 divided by 2 should give you 9. Bring down your equal sign. Now, instead of writing out 1, anytime you divide and you get 1, 2 divided by 2 is 1, we're just going to cancel those out, because like we said up here, that 1 is not necessary. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, they cancel, and you're just going to bring down your x, so x equals 9. Let's do another one, and then we'll move on to division. Now for some reason this one kind of tricks people sometimes. Let's do negative 6x equals 42. Now, this still means multiplication because there's nothing between them. This is negative 6 times x. Negative 6 times x. These are being multiplied. They are not being added or subtracted. They're being multiplied. So, if x is being multiplied by negative 6, the opposite of multiplication is divide. Now, it was being multiplied by negative 6, so we need to divide by negative 6. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. They cancel. I'm going to bring down my x and my equals. And then 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. Okay, let's look at a couple of division ones. So, let's see, this is how we normally see a division problem. It will say x over 6 equals 8. What this means is x over 6, that means x divided by 6. So we should write that down. This means x divided by 6. Okay, so if you're thinking about this, you might do this in your head. What divided by 6 equals 8? What number divided by 6 equals 8? That's what we're going to figure out. You may already know the answer in your head, but algebraically, what's happening to x is that it's being divided by 6. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to times by 6 on both sides of the equation. Now, I'm not really going to go into a whole lot of detail here, but if you'll look at example 2, we were multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3, and those canceled. Here, we were multiplying by 2 and dividing by 2, and those canceled. So down here, multiplying by 6 and dividing by 6 is still going to cancel. So I'm just going to bring down my x and my equal sign, and then 8 times 6 is 48. So that's my answer. If I go back to the original equation, what divided by 6 equals 8? 48 divided by 6 equals 8. If you type this in the calculator, 48 divided by 6, it should give you 8. Okay, let's do another one of those. How about negative 14 equals x over 5? Negative 14 equals x over 5. First thing is, what's happening to x? That's always step 1. What's happening to x? It's being divided by 5. So we want to do the opposite of divide by 5, which is multiply by 5. And you do that on both sides of the equation. Okay? So, first thing is, what is 5 times negative 14? I think that is negative 70. 5 times negative 14 is negative 70. Here, when you divide by 5 and multiply by 5, those cancel. So x equals negative 70. Alright, let me give you a few to try by yourself. So you might want to pause the video here to try these. But here's 4 more problems. Let's do 55 equals negative 5x. X over 4 equals 5. Negative 10 equals x over 2. And last one, 100 equals 2x. So you might want to pause the video for a second and try to do each one of these by yourself, and then I'm going to go over it. Okay, so step 1, what is happening to x? X is being multiplied by negative 5. Negative 5 times x. So the opposite of multiplication is division. We want to divide by negative 5. Okay, those are going to cancel for us. 55 divided by negative 5 should give you negative 11. Bring down your equals, bring down your x. X equals negative 11. On example 8, what is happening to x? X is being divided by 4. X divided by 4. The opposite of division, multiplication. Those cancel. Bring down your x and your equals. 5 times 4 should give you 20. Okay, what's happening to x in example 9? X is being divided by 2. X divided by 2. So we need to get rid of the dividing by 2 by multiplying by 2. Those cancel. 2 times negative 10 should be negative 20. X equals negative 20. Okay, last one. What is happening to x? 2x means 2 times x. So x is being multiplied by 2. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. Those cancel. 100 divided by 2 should give you 50. So x equals 50. Alright, so just as a heads up, in today's worksheet, every single one of the problems are either going to be solved by dividing or multiplying. Okay? Dividing or multiplying. If you find yourself adding or subtracting, go back and pay attention to what the problem is telling you to do. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to mix it all together.